front end. And Scott, this week especially, the last couple soft turf courses, we've seen Dynamite get to the lead, slow things down, Navratilova. I'm a big believer that once this turf course gets soft, it can be very speed favoring.
Yeah, once again, congratulations to G. Watts Humphrey Jr. for that achievement here at Keeneland. It was quite the celebration. And Rusty Arnold, too. Congratulations to him. As he said to us following that victory, he's been training for Mr. Humphrey for 30 years, a rarity in this sport.
Top class outfit that they have in center court. Man, she could really run center court for that same operation. So, speedy horse. They let her get loose yesterday, and a big $50 plus mutual.
Plenty of memories made yesterday, sure to make some plenty more here today on closing day. We spoke briefly on weather. Let's get the latest on weather from WKYT.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is the last day of the fall Keeneland meet, and we are going to see showers across most of the region today. It's not going to be all day, but the track certainly will be wet. We'll see temperatures pretty mild in the mid-50s really throughout most of the day as we see those hit-or-miss showers between time to time. Could get even a little chillier on your way out. Make sure you pack your rain gear and keep that in mind. But I hope you guys all have a great day at the races. I'm WKYT meteorologist Allie Blake.
Yeah, pretty soggy out here right now. It's tailed off a bit. I don't even think there's moisture coming down. There isn't. It was sprinkling just a few moments ago. But the first two turf races are off the grass, but the featured stakes race, turf stakes race, remains on. So we'll update that for you as we progress here on today at Keeneland and over the course of the afternoon with our coverage of the live racing. Let's take a look at our full card selections. You can always stay current with these picks by downloading the Keeneland Race Day app. Download it on your iPhone, your Android phone, your tablets, whether it be iPad or Android. And we don't have any agreements until the final race of the meet.
Yeah, and I think there's going to be a big, heavy favorite. And there's a key trainer that's going to be going out for Brad Cox. Race 10, the one, has a number that somewhat lays over Famed, who just got beat by the Myrtlewood winner yesterday. So, Brad Cox, if it does come down to the final race, which I think it will, he's got a big bullet to fire.
Yeah, it's always interesting how these trainer standings races, when they're this close, and we've seen it plenty here, whether it be the spring or the fall of Keeneland, where it does come down to one race. There's one last race of the meet, it seems, that decides it, and that very well could be it Famed for Godolphin. And it could decide it for them, too, because they're one back from Calumet in the owner standings. Calumet has maintained this one-win advantage for this entire week, and Paradise Farms, too, they're right there in the mix. They're also tied for second. They've got 3 wins, so Paradise Farms could certainly, I haven't looked at what they've got left today, but they certainly have come with a lot of runners over the course of this meeting.
Yeah, and the one in the last race is also a younger sister, too. Essential quality, just 1 year younger than the 3-year-old who is looming to be the favorite in the Breeders' Cup Classic. So another thing, too, about these trainers races is that you got to be willing to drop down in class late in the meet. Guanakee yesterday, that's probably a $50,000 claimer, offered for 20, got the easy win, and now we're here in this battle for Wesley Ward and Brad Cox.
Let's go to social media. We'll put it up there for you, but I do want to correct something that I just looked it up. Paradise Farms, they are going to end the meet with 3 wins. They have no runners today. Calumet's got 3 runners, and Godolphin has 3 runners. So that's going to be quite the race to keep track as well. Follow us on social media at Keeneland Racing, at Keeneland on Facebook, Instagram, and download the Watch TVG app right now on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV. You'll be able to catch today at Keeneland each and every race day on TVG2 once you have the Watch TVG app. Let's take a look at our featured event. It's race number 9, Grade 2 Haggard Fayette Stakes. $200,000 on the line, 1 mile and an eighth on this wet main track. Sleepy Eyes Todd not making the trip. He's scratched. He has been here, but he's scratched. Not sure what happened with him. Any information will pass along. But Independence Hall 5-2 on the morning line in this this tough field. This is a well-matched group for the Grade 2 Haggard Fayette.
You know, racing's not a beauty contest, but I really feel like Independence Hall is one of the best-looking horses in training. I had a chance to see him at Del Mar when he came back and just had a brilliant look to him. Hasn't really lived up to what I was hoping he would be this year. He's had a couple graded stakes places and whatnot, but I will say Independence Hall is very happy that Sleepy Eyes Todd has come out. Independence Hall likes sitting second. He's got speed, but he likes stalking. Today's the day where Independence Hall might just have to take the lead here with Javier Castellano.
I've always had a soft spot in my heart, though, for Code of Honor, and that's where I'm going. They've announced that he will join the Lane's End Stallion roster beginning 2022. This could be his last race. He could end up running in the Clark at Churchill Downs. He could also end up running in the Pegasus World Cup. It all comes down to today is what it sounds like from Shug McGahee and Mr. Farish. And this is a horse that makes his Keeneland debut. He's run well on wet tracks twice in his career. He's going to get that this afternoon here at Keeneland Racecourse. He tried the Woodward, couldn't hang with those good runners, Art Collector, Maxfield, and Dr. Post. But let's go back to the Island. He handled a good group here. Fat Man and West Will Power is who he ends up beating in the Grade 3 Philip Island at Monmouth Park. He's only had 3 runs this year, but when put in the correct spot, he runs races like this, and I think that we're going to see him run this kind of a race. His last off-track run was in the Westchester in June at Belmont Park. He won that by a half of a length. He lays right off the pace. The distance is not going to be an issue. Obviously, the course condition is not going to be an issue. He's a beautiful moving son of Noble Mission, so give me Code of Honor on top in what will be his first and only race here at Keeneland Racecourse. So take advantage of that, and I think that they will with Code of Honor. And then underneath, I will go to the number 5 horse, Independence Hall. You talked about him. He chased Nick's Go around there in the Lucas Classic last time out. Nobody can catch Nick's Go at this point in time, especially at the 1 1/8 distance. That will come into question for Nick's Go, in my opinion, come Breeders' Cup Classic. But that's a discussion we'll be having next week. And then Night Ops for Brad Cox. You know, he also comes out of some very difficult races, including the Jockey Club Gold Cup, where he was 4th behind Max Player, who I think has a serious shot, just looking ahead to the Classic. I think he has a serious shot in the Breeders' Cup Classic next week.
Yeah, I mean, Night Ops, when you look up and down the lineup, Art Collector, Dr. Post, Mighty Heart, who won the Queen's Plate last year, Silver Dust, who's been a heck of a horse, Silver State, who ended up winning the Met Mile. Yep. Night Ops has been 2nd, 3rd, and 4th to some of the best in the Classic division. But ultimately, I'm going to stick with Independence Hall. I know it's the morning line favorite. I know the horse hasn't won this year, but I still feel when Michael McCarthy puts a horse on the plane, you know, last year I did a stat. He had 7 horses that had shipped out of California, 4 of them had won, and a couple of placings. So every one that he sent out was very well spotted, and I don't see a lot of speed in this race. This is a horse, Independence Hall, who likes being in stalk mode. Maybe somebody can go ahead of him, but the last couple times he has actually hit the lead, he's been very tough to pass. I think that the distance is going to be very nice. I don't think he really wants the 1.25 miles of the Pacific Classic, but at the same time, I feel like the 5 Independence Hall, if they ship, tells me he's sitting on still a big race to end the year.
You got the 4 and the 7 Night Ops. You've got underneath, and then the 7 Code of Honor. So we've got the same 3 horses, just a different order for the Hagyard Fayette, our featured event. Let's go to Tom Leach for more on this feature.
Talk with jockey Brian Hernandez about King Fury. You rode him when he was so impressive here in the Lexington, and then you weren't on him again until last time at Churchill. So tell me about that last race.
Yeah, you know, his last race was really impressive. He looked, on paper, he looked like he was going to be the best horse in the race. So we just kind of gave him an ideal trip. You know, like I talked to Kenny before the race, and he said, you know, just let this horse find his way and stay out of his way and just let him run his race. And that's what I did. I just kind of let him find his way leaving the gate. We got around the first turn and was able to save some ground and got around that first turn in good order. And then from there, he just traveled like he was the best horse. And going around the second turn, he overtook the horses that were on the lead, and turning for home, he ran them off their feet and just kind of overpowered them.
You were on him for his last work prepping for the Fayette.
Yes, sir. I worked him yesterday morning, actually, and he worked great. If you go out and watch him train in the mornings, you know who he is, because he's just such a big, impressive colt that when he goes around there, you're like, whoa, where's that guy going? And then that's exactly how he worked yesterday morning. He just went out there with his ears up and went in a minute and some change and just cruised.
I know Kenny's been high on this one for a while. You think it's finally coming together for this horse?
I think his better days are in front of him, really. He looks like he's going to get better as a 4-year-old more than anything. But, yeah, he's just a horse that with each race he seems to be getting better and better. And now that we're kind of back in the groove with him, you know, his schedule kind of got messed up when he was at Saratoga. But now he's back in a groove of things, and I think you're going to see a really good horse moving forward.
Let me ask you one other question about horse for the Bryant Station, Camp Hope, that you rode to a real impressive win earlier in the meet. That one's gotten really good, it seems, in these last 2 races on turf.
Yes, his last 2 races on the grass have been really, really impressive. And same thing, I worked him as well yesterday morning here on the Keeneland turf course, and he went around there with his ears up in 48 and some change around the dogs, which is pretty difficult to do, but he loves it on the grass, and I mean, being by Summerfront, I think he's really shown his best foot forward on the grass like he is now.
Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Tom.
Brian Hernandez could get 2 stakes on the closing day card.
So King Fury there in the Hagyard Fayette, and he's a horse that I think Brian is right about King Fury as far as this older handicap division, and it happens. I mean, it happens every single year. But horses will get better because the better horses go off the stud and are retired, and I think that he's got a legitimate opportunity to improve because of that, because he's going to stick around for a 4-year-old campaign.
He's a prime candidate to move forward next year, maybe be a leader in the division. Nothing has gone right this year for King Fury. They had to lay up early in the year for some issues, then they win the Lexington, but then they had to miss the Derby, and they tried the turf at Saratoga, and then he wasn't ready for the Travers, so nothing really has gone to plan for King Fury, and he still has 2 stakes wins on the year.
Let's move over to the Bryant Station. It is race number 8 on the card. Here's a look at it. There are 3 scratches, the 2 in effect, the 4 perfect Silent Cat, and the 8 Dynamite, who we saw pick up a victory, was it this week? Dynamite? He won this week, so he's already got his win in his back pocket for the week. So the morning line favorites, co-morning line favorites, yes, this time, and Camp Hope, that's the 10 and the 11. I went to the number 10 horse on top in this spot. That is Yes This Time in here. That is a runner for Kelly Breen, and knew that we were going to have, had a very good feeling that we're going to have these kind of turf conditions. And this is the race that remains on the grass, by the way. I would imagine that it's still listed as yielding as it was yesterday when we closed out the card. But here's a runner that he ran very well in the Big Ass Fans Dueling Ground Derby last time out at Kentucky Downs over yielding ground. Yeah, he didn't run so well on the firm going at Saratoga, but prior to that, when the turf course had some give in it, he was winning, and it was a part of a 5-race win streak. We'll take you back to his race at Delaware when he caught soft ground in the Grade 3 Kent and is going to ride the rail there to get the victory under Joe Bravo. Now, Joe's out on the West Coast now. He's moved his tack out west, and so Tyler Gaffleone is going to get the opportunity, and that is a fantastic addition to this team as he rode him last time out. But you can see the finish that he has, the way that he gets over this course with some give in it. So I don't think it will be an issue for him whatsoever. The son of Not This Time for Edge Racing. Give me him on top. He's a 5-time winner this year from 8 starts. Then the number 5 horse, I'll go in the second spot, Hush of a Storm for Billy Morey. He's yet to try grass, but his best races have come on synthetic. So let's see what we got here today for Billy Morey. Chris Landeros gets the tap on the shoulder this afternoon for him. And then the number 9 horse, Scarlet Sky, for Shug McGahee, a runner that tried the American turf, the outside post, and they cost him as much as any in that Churchill race back on Derby weekend when DeJour was able to win. But he was a winner of the Transylvania here at Keeneland over a good listed course, so I'll put him in third. 10-5-9 in the Bryant Station for me, race 8.
You know, as a handicapper and gambler, Scott, I feel like rarely do I pick the same horse twice. But look, going on opening day, Camp Hope, I absolutely loved coming in because the clockers last October loved Camp Hope into the debut. I know he was 10-1, but every clocker at Churchill had this horse. He was showing talent. And then the race on August 15th at Saratoga, he ran third, beating 3 lengths at 44-1. He was massive that day. And for whatever it's worth on the gallop out, he was way past the field. He was telling everybody he absolutely loved the grass. So he had the talent, then he found the grass. That wasn't really a strong field on opening day, but he still walloped the field, and still, Camp Hope can come from off the pace. He's always had talent. Now we just heard from Brian Hernandez that he loves the grass, and he can be versatile to come from off the pace. So Camp Hope, I'm taking him right back. Scarlet Sky, first of all, let's look at this Camp Hope race. I mean, look, I know that maybe it was an overmatched field, and he got the inside, but this guy was wrapped up. I mean, he was doing this so easily, and I feel like the 2 third-place performances before this, he was hinting that he had a race like this in the tank. Kenny McPeak is hot. I haven't really been playing the horses running for the second time of the meet, but this is opening day, and now we're running on closing day. That's literally the ideal way to run a horse twice at this very short meeting, and I feel like Camp Hope can come from off the pace if they try today. So really was impressed with the fact that he flattered those 2 third-place efforts on the turf. Scarlet Sky, I haven't forgotten about how talented this horse was. Scratched that race out on Derby Day. They were running out there in the parking lot. So I'll go 11-9, and then the 6 I'll find on the ticket as well, like the King. Wesley Ward with the forward trip. Don't necessarily know if the 6 has that strong winning punch, but likes to hang around for the proceedings late.
Let's back it up one more race. Race number 7, the Bowman Mill Stakes, second running. This is for 2-year-olds. They'll be sprinting 6 furlong. Roger McQueen scratched, so that puts the number 2 horse, Chat-A-Lot, down on the rail. He is my top selection in here for Steve Asmussen. He's unbeaten for Bloom Racing, David Bernstein, and good luck to Jeff Bloom and Bloom Racing. They're still seeking their first ever win here at Keeneland. It's something that Jeff has craved for a long time, and why wouldn't you? With the everybody wants to win here at Keeneland, let's just face it. But with the success that Bloom Racing has had in recent years, they're due. They're due as much as any person at this point in time. But Chat-A-Lot, let's go back to his Churchill race on the 1st of October over a fast track. He caught a good track in debut, and he was still able to run well. But there he is. He's back behind horses. He doesn't get discouraged. And in this instance, Brian Hernandez, he does not allow himself to get trapped in. That was a brilliant move by BJ to make that move and get out in the clear, because if he allows that to happen, then he's got to change his mind, try to dive down to the inside, hope that the 6, in this instance, Nakatomi, stays off the rail. But he gets out in the clear, gets the victory, and stops the clock in 109 flat. So I'm not thrilled with the fact that the 1 scratched and now puts him on the rail, but Brian will figure it out today in this Bryant Station. The number 7 horse, My Prankster for Todd Pletcher, comes out of the Champaign, was beaten by Jack Christopher. He's going to be the main East Coast contender as far as the Breeders' Cup Juvenile is concerned, so give him a pass on that as he backs up in distance. And then the 4 horse, Nakatomi, you've got to give him a look, in my opinion, as he has already won here over a sloppy track. He did so on debut, and there's that guy Gaffleone again. So 274 in the Bowman Mill.
You know, what I liked about Chad a lot is that he lost zero momentum in that tough spot. You know, he was willing to stay up on heels, then move out. They bet this horse down to 9-5 on debut at Saratoga, and he's really been an A-plus student. He sat close. He's rated. He's overcome trouble. He's won both of his starts, and Bloom Racing has done well with the sire Midnight Loot. Of course, that was the sire of their great mare, Midnight Bisou. So, Scott, we're going to have the exact same try here, for better or worse, because I do think that Chattelot is a horse that's on the big ascend. My Prankster was the big talk at Saratoga when he blew the doors off by 10, but that was an underwhelming performance in the Champaign. Keep in mind, though, when he went to the Champaign, Jack Christopher getting a 102 buyer, that's the highest 2-year-old buyer speed figure in the last 4 years. So this guy was awesome on debut, got Twitter buzzing, could be any type, but something of a humbling type of second effort out of this race. But looks a little bit like that Jester's Call and Joy yesterday. Pletcher, 10-length romp at Saratoga, then goes to a graded, runs poorly. So kind of looks like the stablemate filly yesterday. But too much talent to leave out. I'll have My Prankster in second. And then, you know, Nakatomi, I think maybe the future could still be on the turf. I know that one turf race wasn't the best in the Norfolk, but eventually when the 4 gets to firm turf, I think he could be really something. So 274, got the same try.
Let's go to the Clocker reports. They're going to go to the back end of the card, and we'll move over to race number 8 to start the discussion there. And look to the bottom of your program to Dreamer's Disease. This is the son of Lauban for Robertino Diodoro, a runner, a horse that's run against Restricted Company up in New York, Blinker Experiment behind him. They tried it last time out. Now they're back off today, and the turf is what he wants. Big buyer at Saratoga could lead this race all a long way. And you just talked about speed on this type of grass course. We saw it yesterday with Navratilova. So mark the 12 in race 8. Cat Wings in the 10th and final. If you're looking for a price versus Famed, who will be a very heavy favorite, circle up the 11-horse Cat Wings for Tom Amos. 4th on debut, troubled debut from the rail post. Came back with some good breezes. The most recent gallop, a minute flat with a good gallop out. And yeah, anytime you see, and I've said this and I'll continue to say it over and over again, anytime you see a horse that debuts on the rail and doesn't run well and kind of makes a move, give them a pass. They're going to run better next time out because it's a tough place to break for whatever horses out just seem to be left behind so often. They have to be just rockets out of the gate. So the 12 in race 8, the 11 in race 10, part of our Clocker report.
And Jimmy Graham was the man with that Yono earlier this week. It was the longer distance for the maidens that came absolutely flying. So Jimmy Graham, he loves laying back and licking his chops. So interested to see what he can do later on in the card.
That race, Yono, and the Run Happy, whose name's escaped me yesterday.
Smile Happy?
Smile Happy, 2 of the most impressive runs, moves that we've seen for horses coming from off the pace this meet.
You know, Naval Aviator was solid too, but let's be honest, that's Smile Happy. I think we're going to see him in a race like the Southwest next year at Oaklawn Park because 6-1 down to 3-1. Scott, you mentioned the stat came out for Keeneland. It's been 7 years since a dirt horse 2-year-old has won on debut going long, and meanwhile they bet the horse from 6-3. Horse was training gangbusters at Churchill.
Could be a freak. All right, late pick 4 time. Let's nail it on the final race day of the meet, Caleb. Let's get out and get some money for the Breeders' Cup.
All right, give me the 4-5. Brad Cox there on the back end here. It's going to keep it cheap, so you can maybe play it multiple times if you want to. But night ops you have to have, Independence Hall, Code of Honor, as well as King Fury. I got a nice tip on King Fury on the way in today. Camp Hope, I'm a big fan of. Scarlet Sky, the 9 in race 8, I feel like it's going to be the price. And then Like the King has that positional speed, and of course that is favoring forward types. 2, 4, 6, and 7. I did want to include Freelancer as a price. I know that Freelancer was a disappointing 3rd last time at Churchill, but note, Freelancer was favored against Chattelot and Nakatomi, and maybe second start plus a bullet work here at Keeneland. And there's that man, Jimmy Graham. We'll keep it cheap, 24, and look to the favorite in the last.
All right, I've got the pick 3, and like yesterday, the first 2 legs of this $3 pick 3 are off the turf. But if you're concerned about payouts and pulls, paid $2,600 yesterday. $2,600 is what this pick 3 paid yesterday. So let's see if we can do it again today. I'll go 2, 4, 9, and 13 in that first leg, getting some coverage with it coming off the turf course. And so that's the idea there with the 2-horse. There's another Kenny McPeak runner, Poro Nui, who's making her second start of the meet. The 4-horse, Bella Stern, the number 9, that's Freedom Rose for Mike Campbell. And then the number 13 on the outside for Reed McGahee, Under One Sky, stays in or draws in off the also and gets Tyler Gaffleone on the 13. That's a key pickup for the 13 in race number 2. Tyler had 3 wins yesterday on the penultimate day of racing. Race number 5, I'll go 3 deep there in this off-the-turf event. The 7, 8, and 10, Morg's World, Jimmy Creed filly for Mac Robertson. Jimmy Creed runners on off tracks, 21% winners. I've not seen a stat that high for a sire with progeny running on an off track. Maxine Machine, Pioneer, the Nile filly, overmatched in the Pocahontas. She ran into Hidden Connections, who's going to be a factor next week in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. And then the number 10 horse, Bowman, who I was looking forward to seeing her run back on the grass because I think that Hearst Jessamine was sneaky good. She was right there, down on the inside, only beaten 2.5 lengths to California Angel. But not surprised that Kenny's keeping her in here. Daughter of Bernardini, that already has proven on dirt, broke her maiden at Churchill Downs. Now she gets to route for the first time on grass, or excuse me, on dirt, Bowman, in race number 5. And then in the 8th and final leg of this race, our featured race that does stay on the turf course, I'm just going to use 2, the 6 and the 10. I don't have the 6 in my top 3. This is something that I did for the pick 3 alone. Just looking at the 6 based on this soft going that he's going to be getting here today. He was right behind Yes this time in the Grade 3 Kent Stakes, so he can handle it as well. So that's why I'm throwing him on my ticket, and I would say absolutely consider the 6 in race number 8, pick 4s, pick 5s, or the race straight up. So $72, our final turf pick 3. It's 2/3 dirt, but still, we're calling it the $3 turf pick 3 today. And I've said it multiple times this meet, Caleb. Well done to Jim Goodman for coming up with this concept, and it has worked and worked, I think, above any expectations that they could have, because so many people have come up to me and talked about payoffs, and the payoffs have been great. And it's been a great idea to make it a $3 minimum investment.
And then one specifically sticks out earlier in the meet. It was a pick 3 where there's all square middle prices, 6-1, 8-1, 6-1, 2,000 plus is what it comes back. Like, how many prices would you have to get in a 50-cent pick 4 for you get to pay 2 dimes, you know? So the middle prices, 6, 8, and 6, those are the ones you're looking for in these turf pick 3s.
All right, we're running behind, so let's go to race number 6. We'll show you the field quickly, and let's just roll the video off of this. Top seed, Son of Orb for Shug McGahee. Top seed is my top play, best angle. I'm hammering a $50 win wager on top seed. Again, here's the situation he was in too tough. Mind Control Forense Fire, that's who he runs into in this race, and he ends up 4th. This is just too deep of waters for him. He was 2nd against Allowance Company back in May. Who beat him that day? How about a Grade 1 winner by the name of Happy Saver out of the Pletcher Barn? So the competition has been ultra stiff for him. The class relief comes today. He's in for the $80,000 tag for the 5th stable. I think top seed wins. Betting 50 on him here to close out the day. Take us to race number 2. What are we doing in race 2?
Well, race 2, let's revisit a stat that we've seen all meet, and that is Hernandez and McPeak together. Now, they hit it 22% in the last 2 years at Keeneland. That's very solid. But what is incredible is the return on investment. $4.06 for every $2 you bet. That is a ton of starters to be doubling your money for 2 straight years for connections that we know win a lot out here in McPeak and Hernandez. And the 2, Poronui, in race 2 is out of Dothraki Queen. That was a super talented young horse for Kenny McPeak. Got the race under the belt there on opening weekend. I think the 2 is set up for another big one, and you could tell the McPeak barn's firing on all cylinders. So I'm going to link a double here, $10 double, starting in race 2 with Poronui. And in race 3, I like the 7. I feel like the 7 was learning on the fly, countrified, and then I also want the 5 there, Baja Fog, who might be a lone speed.
Let's go to Tom Leach one last time this meet.
Here in Starkville, Mississippi, with Kentucky football, hoping for a cold exacta, the Wildcats over Mississippi State. Back at Keeneland, let's try a long shot play in race 4 with Solari, a first-time starter. Trainer Phil Sims has good numbers with first-timers. Corey Lannery rides. He's been riding well of late. Looks like a wide-open race, so let's try Solari for a price in race 4. Good luck.
Go Big Blue as well, Tom. We thank Tom for his contributions this meet. Of course, Gabby Gaudette, my man, it's been a pleasure these last couple of days. This is one of the sharpest handicappers I've ever been around. Pay attention to what he has to say. For Philip Richardson, head of broadcast, thank you so much. Isaac, our producer, he's done a great job. Lauren Warren, we could not do this without you. Everybody else that's contributed to this show, it's been a great pleasure. Great job by Ben Huffman and the team in the racing office, and Gatewood Bell and racing. This has been a wonderful meet of racing here at Keeneland. We look forward to this 10 race card, and we know you as well will as well enjoy today at Keeneland.
The November sale is a destination event for buyers and sellers around the world.
The ambiance during the September sale was incredible.
As we move into Keeneland November, I think people will find a new experience, a new atmosphere, new optimism. Anybody who participates, buying and selling, when they participate in Keeneland, they're reinvesting in the industry. That is the mission. It allows us to build for the future, and the future is bright.
The future is bright at Keeneland November.
They come together from every corner of the globe in pursuit of the one reward that sets the special few apart: the title of World Champion. Don't miss racing's ultimate coronation, the Breeders' Cup World Championships at Del Mar, only on NBC.
When it comes to hybrid technology, nobody has more models to choose from than Toyota. From the Prius to America's best-selling car, Camry, and best-selling SUV, RAV4, to the first-ever Corolla Hybrid, the best-in-class Highlander Hybrid, the first-ever Sienna Hybrid minivan, and Venza, the first exclusively all-wheel drive hybrid. They all come with a new 10-year, 150,000-mile battery warranty. For great deals on all Toyota hybrids, go to buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to welcome Blue Note to Keeneland. Blue Note is the newest University of Kentucky a cappella group and is open to all UK choir members. The group appears every year at UK choral concerts and are featured during the annual college holiday performances. First, Blue Note presents My Old Kentucky Home.
The sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home. 'Tis summer, the children are gay. 'Tis summer, children are gay. Corntops ripe and the meadows in the bloom, while the birds make music all the day. Weep no more, my lady. Oh, weep no more today. Today we will sing one song for my old Kentucky home, for my old Kentucky home, far away. The day goes by like a shadow o'er the hall. A shadow with song was delight. They sing no more by the glimmer of the moon. Oh, my old Kentucky home, good night. Weep no more, my lady. Oh, weep no more today. Today we will sing one song for my old Kentucky home, for my old Kentucky home, far away. For my old Kentucky home, far
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Keeneland is proud to recognize Karen Whitehouse from admissions as the Employee of the Day. Congratulations, Karen.
In the event of an emergency, Keeneland is dedicated to ensuring the safety of our patrons. This video illustrates the proper evacuation protocol from all locations in the Keeneland Grandstand facility. Depending on the nature of the emergency, directions may be altered. Please remain calm and follow the direction of guest services and security personnel. Patrons should never use elevators during an evacuation. Patrons in the corporate boxes, Eclipse Room, and Phoenix Room should exit using the stairway located near Elevator A. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and veer right to exit through the lower club entrance. Patrons in the Lafayette Room, Keeneland Room, Lexington Room, and Kentucky Room should exit using the stairway located near Elevator B. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and exit through the paddock area using the East Gate. Patrons in the third floor main clubhouse and clubhouse paddock dining rooms should exit using the stairway located near Elevator A. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and veer right to exit through the lower club entrance. Patrons in the Bluegrass Room and third floor ITW area should exit using the stairway located near Elevator B. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and exit through the paddock area using the East Gate. Patrons in the Finish Line Room and Green Room should exit using the stairway leading to the North Terrace. Proceed down the stairs to the second level and through the doors outside. Proceed down the stairs to the ground level and exit through the North Gate. Patrons in the outside reserved grandstand seats and boxes should proceed down the nearest stairway to the ground level. Proceed under the grandstand towards the paddock area and exit via the nearest point of exit, the South Gate or the East Gate. Patrons in the second floor main clubhouse dining room and Life Members Room should exit using the stairway on the south side of the administrative offices. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and exit through the South Gate. Patrons in the second floor clubhouse paddock dining room and clubhouse tavern should exit using the stairway located near elevator A. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and veer right to exit through the lower club entrance. Patrons in the mezzanine bar and second floor ITW area should exit using the stairway located near elevator B. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and exit through the paddock area using the east gate. Patrons in the sports bar and cantina should exit through the doors leading to the north terrace. Proceed down the stairs to the ground level and exit through the north gate. Patrons in the lower club, clubhouse lawn, club lobby, and director's room should proceed toward the clubhouse parking lot using the nearest point of exit. Patrons in the gift shop should proceed toward the south gate using the nearest point of exit. Patrons in the apron area should proceed under the grandstand towards the paddock area and exit via the nearest point of exit, the south gate or the east gate. Patrons in the equestrian room and first floor Brats and Brew should proceed towards the north terrace and exit through the north gate. Patrons in the paddock area and north terrace should proceed toward the nearest point of exit, the south gate, east gate, or north gate. After evacuating the facility, please remain calm and follow the direction of guest services and security personnel in the safest route to return to your vehicle. Thank you for your attention and cooperation.
number 3 Injunction. Owned by Nicholas Vacareza, owned also by J&G Stables LLC of Greg Nicolopoulos. Carlo Vacareza, the trainer, Keeneland's first race. They're off. There goes I'm a Warlord between horses. Here's Pray for Peace kicking in down toward the inside. Star Alignment is there, and also Curly Tail up close as they head for the first turn. Pray for Peace is the leader. Pray for Peace has the lead, starts to angle down toward the rail, gets clear with the lead by a length. Past Atlantic Dancer, and there goes I'm a Warlord taking second. Atlantic Dancer content to shuffle back to third down toward the inside here early on. Star Alignment fourth up on the outside. Curly Tail fifth between horses, and then Smile Happy, who is sixth, moves up one spot from the inside. Mosey, a lane off the rail in the seventh position. Spend Again is eighth, a gap of 6 more lengths back of that one to Good Soldier, who is ninth for the move up the backstretch, 23.34 seconds for the opening quarter. Pray for Peace is the leader. Pray for Peace in front by a neck. I'm a Warlord is right alongside now in second, a length and a half. Star Alignment third by a head. Atlantic Dancer fourth back toward the inside. Mosey is out in the center of the track in fifth, just over 3 lengths from the front. It was 47.28 seconds for that opening half mile. Smile Happy is next toward the inside. Curly Tail, Good Soldier, and Spend Again the trailer. Midway on the final turn, I'm a Warlord leads it. Star Alignment second. Pray for Peace is dropping back. Atlantic Dancer and then Smile Happy. Now, Smile Happy just shot through an opening between horses from fifth to fourth to third, and now is swinging up to the outside, about to challenge for the lead, but they're coming to the top of the short stretch. I'm a Warlord is the leader. Here's Smile Happy moving up quickly on the outside from second, now to take the lead as they come toward the eighth pole. Smile Happy. Breathtaking move around the far turn. Nifty maneuver between horses through traffic. Swung wide, kicked on, and Smile Happy the winner for Brian Hernandez Jr. I'm a Warlord second. Star Alignment across the line in third. And then it was Curly Tail in the second race, the Dunbar. Number 5, Smile Happy. Owned by the Lucky 7 stable of Michael J. Mackin. Trained by Kenny McPeak. The jockey is Brian. And they're off. There goes Guana Key out for the lead. Hold on to your tiara there in the opening strides as well. But Guana Key moves forward, has the lead, heading up the backstretch by 2 lengths. Hold on to your tiara. Goes second by 2. Bertrada third ahead. Katie's Carrot moves up the inside now to challenge for that third position. Then a break of 4 more lengths back to Just Fine by Me. Fifth on the outside. Flashy Biz sixth toward the inside. Long drink of water, last of the 7, 23.1 seconds the time for the opening quarter. Guana Key, the leader. Guana Key leads it by a length and a half to the far turn. Hold on to your tiara. Second by a head. Katie's Carrot is now on her outside and is taking second by a neck, a length and a half off the leader. And then Bertrada, followed by Flashy Biz, Long Drink of Water, and Just Fine by Me as they round the far turn. Guana Key, the leader. Katie's Carrot second, just off the leader's flank. Then a break of 3 more lengths back to Bertrada, who tries to swing up from third on the outside, but has work to do from there. Hold on to your tiara, drops back and forth toward the inside. Guana Key to catch. Guana Key turns for home and leads it by 3 lengths now. Now by 4, by 5. Bertrada moves out in the center of the track to challenge Katie's Carrot for the second position. Just Fine by Me is next, and then Flashy Biz between horses, but it is Guana Key with a 5-length lead at the 16th pole. Back to Bertrada, then Flashy Biz running from third, but no catching Guana Key and Tyler Gaffalione. Guana Key wins it. Bertrada home second. Flashy Biz third. Just Fine. Number 4, Guana Key. Owned by Kent Spellman, trained by Wesley Ward. The jockey is Tyler Gaffalione. Guana Key, a 3-year-old filly by Air Force. And they're off. There goes Baytown Backstabber, and there goes Valhalla from the outside. Valhalla moves up and takes the early lead. Baytown Backstabber will go second for the move to the first turn. Andy Kent is third up on the outside. Gooch Gobra is away running in the 4th position. Federal Hill alongside that one from 5th. Tiger Moon is in 6th. The Naval Aviator is last of the 7. Valhalla the leader. Valhalla has cleared with the lead, is against the rail, leading it by 3 lengths to Baytown Backstabber, second by just a neck. Andy Kent is third by 2. Federal Hill, fourth by a head, just outside of Gooch Gobra. And then further back, Naval Aviator, who is next to last, and Tiger Moon is the trailer. The opening quarter went in 24.54 seconds. Valhalla is the leader. Valhalla is on top by a length and a half. Up the backstretch, Andy Cant goes second. Baytown Backstabber tucked away against the rail in third. Here's Federal Hill moving up on the outside of that one, now taking third, just over 2 lengths off the lead. Further back, Naval Aviator toward the center of the track. Gooch Go Bra between horses next to last. Tiger Moon at the back. It was 50.1 seconds for the first half mile. Valhalla the leader. Andy Cant is second. A length and a half separate the top two. Then Federal Hill, who's third up on the outside as they make their way around the far turn. Followed by Naval Aviator, who's in fourth down toward the inside, 3 lengths off the lead. Then Tiger Moon, Gooch Go Bra still far back, and Baytown Backstabber is last. Valhalla the leader. They're at the quarter pole. Valhalla with Naval Aviator switching to the outside, moves up 1 lane off the rail in second position. Tiger Moon is running down the center of the racetrack. Here comes Tiger Moon after Valhalla, Andy Cant, and also Naval Aviator. Now a 3-way shuffle. Into the final furlong, Valhalla, Naval Aviator, Andy Cant is still trying. Naval Aviator short lead. Naval Aviator wins it by number 6, Naval Aviator. Owned by Mark DeTample, trained by Brad Cox, Florent Giroux, the jockey. Naval Aviator, 2-year-old. And they're off. Frills comes out running for the lead. Laura Marr is there. Jungle Juice, Canadian Ginger now kicking in. Frills is the leader. But here comes Jungle Juice up the rail. Canadian Ginger between that pair. Laura Marr backs off into the 4th position. Sterling Miss 5th toward the inside. Catechism toward the far outside is in the 6th spot. Then a break of 4 more lengths back to Flat Awesome Jenny. Opening quarter went in 21.91 seconds. They head over to the far turn. Jungle Juice, Frills, that pair going at it for the lead. Canadian Ginger third, 2 lengths away. It is Frills toward the outside who puts ahead in front now. Jungle Juice is second by 2 lengths. Canadian Ginger third, Sterling Miss in fourth. Catechism is in 5th. Now Catechism is going to the far outside, has to go 3 wide as they move toward the top of the stretch, has gone from 5th to 3rd to 2nd, still 3 lengths off the lead of Frills. Jungle Juice has lost ground down to the inside, drops out toward the back of the pack, leaving Frills on a 3-length lead. Flat Awesome Jenny is gearing up on the far outside. Catechism is still in 3rd. Flat Awesome Jenny, the serious threat now, in fact, running on by with Sterling Miss, trying to get on track behind her. Flat Awesome Jenny is the leader. It is Flat Awesome Jenny in front. Late run, Laura Marr toward the inside. Flat Awesome Jenny, Laura Marr, then Sterling Miss. Flat Awesome Jenny to win for Tyler Gaffalione. Laura Marr across the line second. Results. Official winner of race 5, number 3, Flat Awesome Jenny in the winner's circle, owned by 10 Strike Racing of Marshall Graham. Trade. And they're off. Laughing Boy from the outside. Sheffy is there in the opening strides toward the inside. Meister moves up as well. Gentle Soul is there, but it's going to be Meister who has the lead. Meister to the front. Laughing Boy will go second. Gentle Soul third. Sheffy fourth back toward the inside. First line is in 5th position. Sono Grotto 6th against the rail around the first turn. Carrillo is a wide 7th. Decision Maker is last of the 8 as they swing around the turn and head on to the back stretch. Meister is the early leader. The opening quarter went to 23.65 seconds. It is Meister who's on top by a length. And then Laughing Boy in second by a length. Gentle Soul is third, a half length. And there's Sheffy, fourth toward the inside. Carrillo, fifth back toward the outside. First line, sixth in between horses at the back of the pack. Sono Grotto moves up 1 spot against the rail from 7th. Decision Maker wide in 8th and running nearly 8 lengths off the lead. Midpoint of the backstretch, opening half mile, 48.64 seconds. Meister, the leader. Meister leads it by 2 lengths. Laughing Boy second, a length and a half to Sheffy. Gentle Soul on the outside. Now Sheffy's in third. Looks down toward the inside. Still 3 from the front. Gentle Soul on the outside in 4th. Sono Grotto, Decision Maker is wide in 6th. First line is in 7th. And Carrillo last of the 8 midway on the far turn. Meister leading Laughing Boy by 3/4 of a length. Gentle Soul is third on the outside, still 5 from the front. Sheffy is still down toward the inside in 4th. Also has 5 lengths to make up to the top of the stretch. Meister leading it. Laughing Boy a length away second. Gentle Soul in third. Sheffy is still 4th down toward the inside and has lost some ground coming into the stretch as Laughing Boy is right alongside of Meister. Gentle Soul is third. Laughing Boy has a short lead past the 8th pole, but Meister's not finished yet and is still fighting on second. Gentle Soul third. Sheffy is 4th. Laughing Boy wrestling the lead away from Meister in deep stretch. Late run from Carrillo in first line, but Laughing Boy wins it. Meister was home. Circle for Keeneland's sixth race, the main chance, number 8, Laughing Boy, owned by Three Chimneys Farm of Gonzalo Torrealba, owned by Fern Circle Stables of Paul Fireman. And they're off. There goes Zavy Dave for the lead. Vivar is there, and also Brits Witt up toward the outside. Zavy Dave and Vivar, this pair to the front together as Zavy Dave starts to move on by and takes the lead clear into the first turn. Brits Witt going to move up in second around the outside of Vivar, who's tucked away neatly in third. Midway on the first turn, Call Me Gusto is toward the outside in the fourth position. And then Britain's Kitten, who's fifth back toward the inside. Lucky Boss alongside that one is in sixth, but just 4 lengths off the lead. Then a break of 2 more back to Speaking Scout, who's last here early, 24.93 seconds, the time for the opening quarter. On to the backstretch they go, and Zavy Dave is the leader. Zavy Dave on top by 1.5 lengths up the backstretch to Brits Witt in second by 3/4 of a length. Call Me Gusto to the outside. Vivar is there back toward the rail. Lucky Boss toward the outside in fifth. It's nearly 5 lengths off the lead now as they head for the far turn. And then comes Britain's Kitten. Speaking Scout is last as they enter the turn after a half in 49.98 seconds. Zavy Dave is still the leader. 3/4 of a length. Here's Brits Witt, and here's Call Me Gusto to the far outside. These three around the far turn, separated by 1.5 lengths. Vivar is between horses in the fourth position. Lucky Boss looks toward the outside at the quarter pole in fifth, and Britain's Kitten tries to scoot up the inside from sixth. Speaking Scout going to have to angle wide from seventh. Everybody's got a shot as they turn for home. Speaking Scout angling out in the center of the track, still has 4 lengths to come to try to catch the leaders off the turn. Vivar, Speaking Scout, and also Britain's Kitten all bearing down on Zavy Dave, and Vivar goes to the lead. Vivar chased by Speaking Scout to the wire. Vivar, Joel Rosario to win it. Speaking Scout was second. Britain's Kitten was home third. Keeneland's seventh race, the Milford, number 6, Vivar. Owned by the Shortleaf Stable Incorporated of John Ed Anthony, trained by Brad Cox, Joel Rosario. And they're off. Very Little Sense, Can't Believe It. Jamira all have early speed. Very Little Sense, Can't Believe It. Go at it for the top spot. Can't Believe It moves up, takes the lead from Very Little Sense in second. Jamira third. She's Pure Silver fourth. Sweet Danny Girl fifth on the far outside. 3.5 lengths off the early leader. He Looked Cold is sixth, just to the outside of Majestic Doro, who's down toward the inside in seventh. Jester Calls No Joy is eighth. Towser is ninth. And Chi-Town Lady last of the 10. 22.16 seconds for the opening quarter. Can't Believe It has the lead by a neck. Very Little Sense is second, 1.5 lengths. Sweet Danny Girl third outside of She's Pure Silver. Jamira toward the inside. You Look Cold goes wide. Jester Calls No Joy from the back of the pack has to go out to the center of the track. Still 8 lengths off the lead. They turn for home. Can't Believe It. Very Little Sense. Sweet Danny Girl. Jamira behind horses to the inside. Jester Calls No Joy still has a lot of work to do. Likewise for Majestic Doro. Final furlong of the Myrtle Wood. Can't Believe It. Sweet Danny Girl on the far outside. Very Little Sense between that pair. These three past the 16th pole. Sweet Danny Girl, Martine Garcia rally up from the outside. Sweet Danny Girl to win the Myrtlewood. Going to be close for second. Either Can't Believe. Winner of Keeneland's 8th race, second running of the Myrtlewood Stakes. Number 10, Sweet Danny Girl, owned by J&J Stables of John Williams, owned also by Nick. And they're off in the Rubicon Valley View Stakes. There goes Crazy Beautiful out for the lead. Navratilova is there in the opening strides. Toby's Heart between that pair, and Arm Candy up on the far outside. Here's Navratilova moving up from the outside to put a head in front. Crazy Beautiful there to the inside, but now second as they enter the first turn. Arm Candy travels in third. Just 2 lengths off the front pair, then a gap of 2 more. Back to Toby's Heart, who saves ground against the rail in fourth. 2 more back of that one. Adventuring is in the 5th position. And then Saranya against the rail is in 6th. Princess Theorem 7th up on the outside. Olivia of the Desert is 8th. Core Values 9th. Queenship is in 10th. And Breaker of Chains 11th and last for the move up the backstretch. Navratilova got the opening quarter in 23.82 seconds. Leads at 3/4 of a length. Crazy Beautiful goes second, 3/4 of a length. Arm Candy third up on the outside. Toby's Heart is in 4th. And then Adventuring in 5th, Saranya toward the inside in 6th. Princess Theorem 7th on the outside, starts a 3-wide move onto the far turn, 5 lengths off the lead. 49.06 seconds for the opening half mile. Navratilova leads at 3/4 of a length. Crazy Beautiful second a length. Arm Candy is in 3rd. Toby's Heart looks to the inside 4th. Adventuring 5th in between horses, 5 lengths from the lead. Princess Theorem is wide and still 6 from the front. Then Saranya. Queenship has 8 lengths to make up. A 1/4 mile to go. Navratilova to catch. Toby's Heart up the inside, and then Crazy Beautiful in 3rd. Arm Candy, then Adventuring back in the 5th position. Queenship is still far back. Navratilova with Toby's Heart moving toward the inside. That's the battle for the lead. Crazy Beautiful is in 3rd. Navratilova has the advantage by a length and a half. Then Crazy Beautiful. Adventuring runs late from the outside. Navratilova, 25-1 upsetter for Colby Hernandez. Turf course. Unofficial winner of Keeneland's featured 9th, the Rubicon Valley View. Number 5, Navratilova. Owned and bred in Kentucky by G. Watts Humphrey Jr. And they are off. There goes Brother Brad. There goes Contractor Bill. These two come out to vie for the early lead. Contractor Bill has the advantage. Here's Brother Brad again moving up on the outside. And Kolsch will seek to join them out in the center of the track in the 3rd position. And then further back, Biko, who's running 4th to the inside. 4th by a half length. Bassett is in the 5th position at a gap of 4 more lengths back to La Mosca, who trails. Opening quarter went in 23.14 seconds. Contractor Bill is the leader. Contractor Bill leads by 3/4 of a length. Brother Brad is 2nd by a length. Kolsch 3rd up on the outside by a neck. Biko is 4th down toward the inside, just over 2 lengths off the lead. Then a break of 4 more lengths back to Bassett, and a large gap, better than 15 lengths more, back to La Mosca. Midway on the final turn, Contractor Bill, the leader. The lead is still 3/4 of a length to Brother Brad in 2nd, a length and a half. Kolsch is in 3rd by 2, and then Biko toward the inside, who's running in the 4th position, 6 lengths off the lead now. The front pair turned for home. Brother Brad to the outside, Contractor Bill to the inside. They're matching strides, 3 lengths to the good from Kolsch in 3rd. Biko is in 4th. Here's Brother Brad getting the lead just inside the 8th pole. Brother Brad opens up by 3 lengths. Then Contractor Bill in 2nd. Kolsch, Biko back toward the inside. Brother Brad is at the 16th pole. Brother Brad to give Tyler Gaffalione 3 victories on today's card. Biko is still running down toward the rail to grab 2nd. Brother Brad wins it. Biko came up 10th race. Number 8, Brother Brad, owned by Kenneth and Sarah Ramsey, trained by Safi Joseph Jr. 3 wins today for jockey Tyler Gaff. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to Keeneland Racecourse. Main track is listed sloppy, and the turf is listed yielding for race 8. We are off the turf in race 2 and race 5. Time now for a look at all of the program changes beginning in the first race. In the opener today, scratch number 4, You Can Be Magic. Again, scratch the 4, You Can Be Magic. Jockey change on the 3, Miss Commish. That'll be Adam Beschitza. Number 3, Miss Commish. The jockey will be Adam Beschitza. And there's an overweight in the first race. Number 1, Sweet Tassa. The jockey, 2 pounds over. Number 1, Sweet Tassa. The jockey, 2 pounds over. Race 2, off the turf. It will go 1 mile and 1/8 on the main track. Race 2, off the turf, it goes 1 mile and 1/8 on the main track. Race 2 is where the early pick 4 begins. It's also the start of that Keeneland Turf Pick 3. Just keep in mind, the first 2 legs of the Keeneland Turf Pick 3 will actually be contested on the main track, including that second race. Scratch the 1, Sign and Seal. Scratch number 3, Pearl Earring. Scratch the 5, Spartina. Scratch the 6, Seaver. Also scratch the 11, Be Right. Scratch 12, Early Rose. Scratch 15, Hannah's Haven. And scratch 16, Swizzle City. Race 2, off the turf, 1 mile and 1/8 main track. Scratch the 1, Sign and Seal. Scratch 3, Pearl Earring. Scratch number 5, Spartina. Scratch the 6, Seaver. Also scratch 11, Be Right. Scratch the 12, Early Rose. Scratch the 15, Hannah's Haven. And scratch 16, Swizzle City. Please note, number 13, Under One Sky, draws into the race. The jockey, Tyler Gaffalione. Number 13, Under One Sky, draws in. The jockey is Tyler Gaffalione. Also, the 14, Claire June, draws into the race. The jockey will be Joel Rosario. Number 14, Claire June, draws in. The jockey, Joel Rosario. Third race. Jockey change on the 5, Baja Fog, Martin Garcia. That's number 5, Baja Fog, Martin Garcia, the jockey. Fourth race has no changes at this time. Race 5 is where the pick 6 begins, no carryover. Fifth race, off the turf. It will go 1 mile and 1/16 on the main track. That's race 5, off the turf. It goes 1 mile and 1/16 on the main track. Scratch number 1, Sparkle Blue. Scratch the 2, Knees and Hips. Scratch 3, Triple Tiara. Scratch 4, Dirty Nelly. Also scratch 12, Lizzie D. And scratch 13, Zing. Again, scratch the 1, Sparkle Blue, the 2, Knees and Hips, the 3, Triple Tiara, the 4, Dirty Nelly. Also scratch the 12, Lizzie D, and number 13, Zing. Overweight, the 7, Morg's World, the jockey, 1 pound over. Sixth race, start of the late pick 5. Scratch number 3, Uber Kirk, and scratch number 8, Eben. Again, scratch number 3, Uber Kirk, and scratch the 8, Eben. Seventh race is where the late pick 4 begins. Scratch number 1, Roger McQueen. That's the 7th race, the Bowman Mill, scratch number 1, Roger McQueen. 8th race, the Bryant Station. A reminder, race 8 remains on the turf, and the turf is listed yielding. Rail at 0 feet. In the 8th race, scratch number 2, In Effect. Scratch the 4, Perfect Silent Cat. Also scratch the 8, Dynamite. Again, scratch the 2, In Effect. Scratch the 4, Perfect Silent Cat. And scratch the 8, Dynamite. Overweight, the 12 Dreamer's Disease, the jockey, 1 pound over. Featured ninth race, the Hagyard Fayette, scratch the 1, Sleepy Eyes Todd. Scratch the 1, Sleepy Eyes Todd. 10th and final race, carryover for the Toyota Super High 5, $5,928. Take out the also eligible number 13 Valentina Day, did not draw into the race. There's a jockey change for the 4 Gorgeous Carina. That'll be Javier Castellano. Number 4 Gorgeous Carina. The jockey, Javier Castellano. Those are the current program changes. Time now to check in with Scott Hazelton.
Happy Saturday to you, Kurt Becker. Happy closing day to this fall meeting here in 2021. And what a meeting it has been. We've had some fantastic finishes, outcomes, results, horses to keep an eye on. And we're going to have a tight finish to the wire as far as the trainer standings. Brad Cox is one up on Wesley Ward, and a very tight owner standings as well. Calumet and Godolphin, they are 1 win away from each other. Calumet with 4 victories, Godolphin with 3 victories. Paradise Farms, they've had 3 victories this meet, but they've got no runners today, which means they're out of the race for the top spot. But 2 very tight races in both of those respective divisions. As far as the jockey standings, Tyler Gaffalione has run away with this thing and has for days. So he has wrapped up the jockey's title many days ago. So congratulations to him as we look ahead to the featured races here today. We'll start with race number 9, the Hagyard Fayette Stakes Grade 2 event. As Kurt mentioned, Sleepy Eyes Todd is a scratch. Independence Hall is 5-2 on the morning line, coming out of the Lucas Classic where he chased Nick's Go around there at 1 1/8. Nick's Go is going to be one of the favorites, if not the favorite, for the upcoming Breeders' Cup Classic a week from today. King Fury, a recognizable name around these parts for Kenny McPeak, winner of the Stone Street Lexington last April. Code of Honor, the consistent horse for Mr. Farish, also part of this group as he makes his Keeneland debut. That is the Grade 2 Hagyard Fayette Stakes. We'll back up one race to discuss the Bryant Station. Race number 8 on the card. This is the only turf race that we have today. Note, turf is listed as yielding $150,000 for straight 3-year-olds. 2 horses that are at 3-1 on the morning line. The number 10 horse, that is Yes This Time, who's proven over a course like this. And then Camp Hope, making his second start this season on opening weekend, picked up a very impressive win, going 1 1/8 over good listed going. So going to come back and look for that stakes victory here for his second go at Keeneland this meet. That's race number 8, but also another stakes race, race number 7, the Bowman's Mill. The Bowman Mill is for 2-year-olds going 6 furlongs, does start the late pick 4. This is the second running of the Bowman Mill. The 1 is a scratch, Roger McQueen. That puts Chattelot, that talented undefeated son of Midnight Loot, down on the rail, who's 2 for 2 in his career. My Prankster, as you can see, is the morning line favorite at odds of 5-2. So some very competitive stakes races. 3 stakes races today on this closing day card. 10 races overall. And in the 10th and final, Kurt mentioned the Toyota Super High 5. Carryover, $5,928. Mandatory payout. It has to go today. It's a mandatory payout on the Toyota Super High 5, so keep that in mind in the 10th and final, as we're just less than 15 minutes away from the opener on this Saturday. We'll start this closing day card right in front of the grandstand. It's a 1/16 race, so head out to the front side and catch the start of this race and the finish as well, as we are less than 15 minutes out. 10,000 claimers to start the day at a 1/16. This race does start the early pick 5. Only scratch is the number 4 horse, You Can Be Magic. The favorite right now is currently the number 5, Indian Bella, for Randy Matthews. I've got the 2 on top, Angel of Verdun for Larry Smith, winner at Belterra last time out for 7,500, has speed, should be able to outbreak the horse down to her inside. We'll see what Miss Commish ends up doing. That's a rider change with the 3. Make note that Adam Beschitza rides Miss Commish for Lonnie Wiggins, so we'll see how these 2 hook up early on. My second choice is the 3, Miss Commish. Ran a solid race here for 10 already on the meet, just 2 weeks ago, 15 days ago to be exact. That was for 10,000, and she's proven on and off track. She's got a victory in 3 starts. She's a daughter of commissioner. We'll be throwing a lot of stallions at you in reference to horses that are bred for the off-going, and throw some statistics at you as well. With sons and daughters of commissioner, this filly's sire, they win 20% of the time when the track comes up wet, off, muddy, sloppy. We got sloppy conditions today. So that is a pretty high number when it's in relationship to breeding on an off track. So Miss Commish bred for it, and she's already shown that she can like these types of wet main tracks. Finally, the 8 horse on the outside at 9-2. Social Circle for Kelly Martinez, Armando Martinez, that wonderful husband and wife team. Armando rides, Kelly trains. She's taken a drop down in class here today. She tried a starter 8,000 over at Churchill Downs, going a 1-turn mile. She was a winner against Allowance Company at Prairie Meadows 2 starts back. She also has proven form on the off track, sloppy off track. Last time she caught a track like this was over at Prairie Meadows in Iowa, and she was second that day. So this mare figures in a big way. Good price at 9-2. In fact, these top 3 in my top 3 selections, to me, they're interchangeable. I like all 3 of them truly equal. This is a very well-matched group of 10,000 claimers, and you've got 13 minutes to get those wagers in.
Hagyard Equine Medical Institute is pleased to sponsor the Best Turned Out Awards today at Keeneland. Representatives from Hagyard will judge the horses of the paddock prior to each race and present the groom responsible for the Best Turned Out racehorse with a $500 and $200 cash awards. Horses are entering the track for Keeneland's first race, double and pick 3 wagering start of the early pick 5. The main track is listed sloppy, and it will be an all-main track early pick 5. Keep in mind we are off the turf in race 2, and we are off the turf in race 5. First race will finish in the short stretch of the first wire, a mile and a 16th over the main track listed sloppy. $10,000 the claiming price. Fillies and mares age 3 and up. Scratch the 4. You Can Be Magic, number 4 is scratched. Jockey change on the 3, Miss Commish. That'll be Adam Beschitza. Adam Beschitza rides number 3. Overweight, the 1 Sweet Tassa, 2 pounds over the jockey. Number 1 Sweet Tassa, the jockey, 2 pounds over. Post time coming up in just 7 minutes. Again, we are off the turf in race 2. We are off the turf in race 5. The 8th race, the Bryant Station, that's the only race today that stays on the turf. Again, it will be $200 cash awards throughout the day to the groom responsible for the best turned out racehorse. That prize goes to $500 for the 9th race feature. So in the winner's circle at this time, the winner of the Hagyard Best Turned Out Award for today's opening race, Carlos Orantes, the groom for number 5, Indian Bella. Carlos, congratulations.
Taking a look at these runners warming up for the opener. There's the number 2 horse, Angel of Verdun, my top selection. It's a filly that when she was going in the post parade looked like she's a little wet. I don't know if she's just worked up, sweating. There looked to be a bit of a lather around her neck by the bridle as well, but just looked like her saddle cloth was stuck to her because it was wet, and that would have to be sweat. The saddle cloth would not be wet from rain unless it was dropped in a puddle, and I can't imagine that would be the case. But that's just one of the things that I observed. Now, this could be her. That could be a positive sign, because when horses get worked up and they end up running well, you want to see them do the same thing in the pre-race routine. But it's just an observation of Angel of Verdun here today with 5 minutes to post. Agree with the best turned out. Thought Indian Bella looked very well out there. The daughter of Bellamy Road, that's the number 5 horse who is taking a drop down in class today. Mentioned sire stats in relationship to off tracks. Bellamy Road, his runners on and off track, 17% success rate when running, or as far as win rate is concerned. So we'll see if she's able to add to that here today. She is currently sitting as the 2-1 favorite as we're approaching post time. And then the 7 horse War Eagles Love looks like a light filly to me, light mare, and I think that's a positive. Want them to stay on top of this sloppy track, be able to skip over it. So I think you've got to give her some consideration here. War Eagles Love for Anthony Stephen. She caught a sloppy track last time out, got in a little bit of trouble. That was on the 15th of October. So the fact that Anthony Stephen is going to go ahead and give her another shot has to be viewed as a positive because he's already seen her run over a sloppy track here today at Keeneland Racecourse. Or not today, I should say, this meet at Keeneland Racecourse. Less than 4 minutes away from race number 1. Again, the start of this race right here on the front side. So come to the front side as they'll be going a mile and a 16th for this $10,000 claiming event.
Horses have reached the starting gate for Keeneland's first race. Start of an all-main track, early pick 5. Main track is sloppy. Moving into line for Keeneland's first. First wire, they are at the post. And they're off. Angel of Verdun broke well, but now starts to drop back as Miss Commish starts to move up on the outside. There goes Social Circle. Now Angel of Verdun kicks in again down toward the rail. So Angel of Verdun moves up to the inside. Miss Commish alongside. There goes Social Circle moving by both of them. Social Circle gets over to the rail, has the lead by a length. Angel of Verdun second ahead. Miss Commish goes third. War Eagle's Love is 4 wide and fourth. 3 lengths off the lead here around the first turn, and she has Indian Bella right there toward her inside. They still stack up 4 across contesting that second position position early on. Then a break of 3 more lengths back to Sweet Tassa, who is next to last, and Our Closure is the trailer. The opening quarter went to 23.97 seconds over the sloppy going. Back up front, Social Circle is the leader. Social Circle leads at a length. Here's Indian Bella moving out of a crowd into second, just off the leader's flank at the midpoint of the backstretch. Angel of Verdun sneaks up the rail, had dropped back to fifth, regains a spot, now goes to fourth, now challenges Miss Commish for third. War Eagle's Love drops back outside that pair. Further back, Our Closure, Sweet Tassa trails. It was 48.08 seconds for the first half mile. Social Circle onto the far turn, leads it by a length. Indian Bella goes second by 2, Miss Commish third by 2. Angel of Verdun is now fourth. Then Our Closure, War Eagle's Love, Sweet Tassa the distant trailer as they round the turn coming toward the quarter pole, and Social Circle still the leader. Social Circle a 2-length lead. Indian Bella is in second. Corey Lannery asking her for more. She's not responding yet. They're at the top of the short stretch. She's still trying, though. And then a gap of 3 more lengths back to Miss Commish as they turn for home. Indian Bella again sets her sights on Social Circle. Still a 2-length gap between them into the final furlong. And then 3 more back to Miss Commish. Social Circle with the lead in deep stretch from Indian Bella. Miss Commish third. Social Circle in front. Armando Martinez aboard. Social Circle to win the opener. Miss Commish is running on late, but here comes the wire. It's going to be close for second. Either Miss Commish or Indian Bella for that runner-up spot. And then further back, Our Closure was fourth.
Well, Social Circle getting a clear and comfortable lead in this race, and the dynamic of this race changed because neither the 2 nor the 3 were able to go with her early on, and that ends up with this sort of result. And the number 5 horse was the only one close to her, but at the top of the stretch, the 8 was able to kick on, and the 5's going to be in a tussle for that second spot, as Kurt called it, very close on the wire. Maybe the 3 just surging past her as their noses got to the finish line. They'll take a look at that photo, but no doubt about it, win for Social Circle to kick off closing day here at Keeneland.
Photo for place. Hold all tickets. Unofficial results of Keeneland's first race. Number 8, Social Circle, was first. Number 3, Miss Commish, was second. Number 5, Indian Bella, was third. Number 6, Our Closure, was fourth. 8-3-5-6 unofficial. In the winner's circle for Keeneland's first race, number 8, Social Circle, owned by D&L Farms of Lee Burghardt. The trainer, Kelly Martinez, and the jockey, Armando Martinez. Social Circle, a 5-year-old daughter of Stay Thirsty, out of Personally Yours by Harlan's Holiday, bred in Ontario by Tommy Liggett. Mile and a 16th over the main track listed sloppy, 1 minute 48.79 seconds. Results of Keeneland's first race official, 8:356, the official results. Keeneland's second race upcoming. Race 2 comes off the turf. It goes 1 mile and an eighth on the main track. Race 2 off the turf, 1 mile and an eighth on the main track, which is listed sloppy. Double pick 3, early pick 4, and also the Keeneland turf pick 3 begins here. A reminder, it will be an all-main track early pick 4, and the first 2 legs of that Keeneland turf pick 3 will be contested on the main track. It's only the final leg of the Keeneland turf pick 3, race 8, that remains on the turf, which is listed yielding. So in the second race, mile and an eighth main track, scratch the 1, sign and seal. Scratch number 3, pearl earring. Scratch the 5, Spartina. Scratch the 6, Seaver. Scratch the 11, Be Right. Scratch the 12, Early Rose. Also scratch 15, Hannah's Haven, and scratch 16, Swizzle City. Again, scratch the 1, sign and seal. Scratch 3, pearl earring. Scratch the 5, Spartina. Scratch the 6, Seaver. Also scratch the 11, Be Right. Scratch the 12, Early Rose. Scratch the 15, Hannah's Haven, and scratch 16, Swizzle City. A reminder, number 13, Under One Sky, draws into the race, but contrary to the program, the jockey is Tyler Gaffalione. That's number 13, Under One Sky, draws into the race, but the jockey is Tyler Gaffalione. The 14, Claire June, also draws into the race, but contrary to the program, the jockey Joel Rosario. Joel Rosario rides the 14. Looking ahead to the third race, a reminder, in the third event, the jockey of the 5, Baja Fog, Martin Garcia. That's number 5, Baja Fog, Martin Garcia, the jockey. No changes in the fourth. Race 5 comes off the turf. It'll go 1 mile and a 16th on the main track. That's race 5 off the turf, 1 mile and a 16th main track. Scratch the 1, Sparkle Blue. Scratch the 2, Knees and Hips. Scratch 3, Triple Tiara. Scratch 4, Dirty Nelly. Also scratch the 12, Lizzie D, and the 13, Zing. That's in the fifth race. Scratch the 1, Sparkle Blue. Also the 2, Knees and Hips. The 3, Triple Tiara. The 4, Dirty Nelly. And scratch the 12, Lizzie D, and 13, Zing. Overweight, the 7, Morg's World, the jockey, 1 pound over. And taking a look ahead to today's 8th race, that final leg of the Keeneland Turf Pick 3, again, race 8, the only race of those 3 that stays on the turf. The turf is yielding and the rail at 0 feet. In the 8th race, the Bryant Station, a reminder, scratch the 2, In Effect, scratch 4, Perfect Silent Cat, and scratch 8, Dynamite. That's in the 8th race, the Bryant Station. Scratch 2, In Effect. Scratch 4, Perfect Silent Cat. And scratch 8, Dynamite. Overweight, the 12, Dreamer's Disease, the jockey, 1 pound over.
Race number 2, 17 minutes to post, starts the early pick 4. Don't forget this race is off the turf course. They're off the turf in race 2 and race 5. The featured event does stay on the turf. That is race 8 where it is yielding. And also the $3 Keeneland turf pick 3, races 2 and 5 in that sequence. Just keep in mind they are off the turf in those 2 legs. But yesterday we saw this same scenario, and the Keeneland turf pick 3 $3 minimum wager paid well over $2,000. So don't be afraid to attack that, because the rewards have been fantastic in that $3 Keeneland turf pick 3 with the ultra low 15% takeout. All right, with that being said, you can see the scratches on the board, on the monitors, and we're going to start with the number 4 horse, Bella Astern, for trainer Ray Hernandez. I've gravitated, as I've said multiple times this meet, to these sons and daughters of Astern. And I'll admit, I've not seen many of them, and I can't recall one that I've seen run on the main track. But this filly is going to be given the opportunity. She's currently sitting at 6-1. And speaking of sire stats with off-track runners, and I'm sure that this is a very small sample size, but what I've got in front of me, Astern runners on and off track, 33% win percentage. A bit inflated because it is a small percentage, or small sample size, I should say, but at least we have seen a runner or 2 perform well on and off main track that are by Astern. So I like the debut. It was here just 20 days ago. So coming back, Gerardo Corrales will be in the saddle. Give me the 4 on top. There's Poronui for Kenny McPeak, a filly by Pioneer of the Nile out of the stakes-winning first stam Dothraki Queen. That makes her a half-sister to Pathetique, who was a very nice runner, and she herself was a turf winner, and that's, I think, why they were looking to get her on the grass. But even with it coming off the grass, she's got a solid look in here, ran well on debut, has every right to improve, as the Kenny McPeak runners do with racing. So not surprised that she's sitting at 9-5, and Kenny had a really nice day here yesterday. He's had a great meet, bottom line, here at Keeneland Racecourse. And we'll move over to the 13, who gets the opportunity to run Under One Sky. Draws in off the also eligible with those scratches. Daughter of Unified. Here's another situation, much like Astern, sons and daughters of Astern. Unified, that son of Candy Ride, his off-track runners have won half of their starts on and off track. Now, again, it's probably 1 or 2 runners that have actually run on the off-main track, because this is a first crop stallion situation, much like Astern. But the other aspect of this is it shouldn't be surprising, because I've got 2 go-to stallions when we get conditions like this, when we've got sloppy, muddy surfaces: Candy Ride and Distorted Humor. And Unified is a son of Candy Ride. So at 6-1, Under One Sky definitely is live, bred for it, and also the fact that they are able to pick up Tyler Gaffleone, certainly a huge plus with the meeting that Tyler is having. So good race coming up, interesting one, and just a final reminder, and we'll remind you on the front side as well, $3 Keeneland Turf Pick 3 starts here. First 2 legs of that sequence off the turf. Races 2 and 5 off the turf. Race 8 is going to be run on the turf course here today. Good luck.
Horses are entering the track for Keeneland's second race, the Elkdale Maiden Special Weight 2-year-old fillies, in a race that comes off the turf, goes 1 1/8 miles on the main track. Race 2 off the turf, 1 1/8 miles main track, which is listed sloppy. Double pick 3, early pick 4 wagering has started the Keeneland Turf pick 3. It will be an all main track early pick 4. And a reminder that the first 2 legs of the Keeneland Turf pick 3 have moved to the main track. Race 8, the Bryant Station, remains on the turf. In this second race, scratch the 1 Sign and Seal, scratch the 3 Pearl Earring, scratch the 5 Spartina, also scratch 6 Seaver, scratch 11 Be Right, scratch the 12 Early Rose, also scratch 15 Hannah's Haven, and 16 Swizzle City. A reminder, number 13, Under One Sky, draws into the race. The jockey is Tyler Gaffaleone. And number 14, Claire June, draws into the race. The jockey, Joel Rosario. 1 1/8 miles main track, post time in 5 minutes. For today's second race, Mark